Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I said, "What's up, bro?" I said, "Have you been texting me? Are you looking for me?"
Your Honor, that's not what he did. He said, "What's up, bro?" And then from there, I got startled, and I just moved from there.
Because you're wondering, why is he talking to me?
I didn't know why.
The whole purpose behind law is to right wrong. I want justice to be something that isn't this foreign concept.
Justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Jonathan Stanley is suing Eric James in the amount of $2,200. Mr. Stanley claims Mr. James brutally attacked him. Mr. James claims he had no idea the plaintiff was pulling a prank on him.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Mr. Stanley, you're suing Mr. James here for $2,200 over some damage you sustained.
Yes.
Because he attacked you.
Correct.
You're not disputing the attack.
No.
But you are countersuing him for $5,125 because of injuries and financially that you sustained.
Yes.
How did the two of you come in contact with each other, sir?
So me and my buddy right here, we shoot YouTube videos, and we started off really small, and then we started to get this really big gathering where we do these prank videos. So
and with the YouTube videos, is this a source of financial reward for you?
It is, yeah.
And I take it then you are part of what YouTube allows for people who gather a lot of eyeballs, if you will.
Yes.
And
yes.
how many videos have you done at this point?
A little bit over 200 at this point.
Right. And you have found success?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
And you've been doing this for how long?
A little bit over 4 years now.
And Mr. James, I take it you were the subject of a prank?
Yes, Your Honor.
You did not know that you were being pranked?
Absolutely not.
All right. You go and approach Mr. James. What was the setup, if you will?
So what we've been doing now is a prank where we just go up to someone and we say, "What's up, bro?"
Well, you're saying we, so let me have your partner coming up.
Okay, sure.
Sir, what's your name?
Kevin Norris.
All right, so you and Mr. Stanley have established this business where you are profiting off of posting these videos, and I take it that the reactions from the unsuspecting people are entertaining.
Yes.
And people are responding to that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what's your role in this?
I shoot so I'm
So
behind
you're the one
camera
holding
the
the
time,
camera, and you're the talent, as they say.
You got it, yeah.
All right. The issue becomes one of when your business endeavor starts to impact someone else who has no idea what you're doing, may not want to be on camera, doesn't think it's funny, and how they respond to it. And that's the issue with you, Mr. James.
Right, exactly, Your Honor. I was walking out of the store, minding my own business, texting my girlfriend, and these two come up to me. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was completely surprised. I had no idea. I didn't know if they had any weapons, a gun, anything on them. And then I just...
Well, how did they approach you, sir?
They approached me with anger. They approached me like they were going to attack me. I didn't know what they were going to do.
Well, you weren't on the receiving end of it because you were in on the joke. But if you're not in on the joke, because I have to tell you, if I'm out
said it real hard.
and someone just walks towards me, I'm like, okay, what's up? Are we getting ready to throw that? I mean, that would be my reaction.
Right.
Because you all are thinking, this is going to be so much fun.
Yes, Your Honor, and that's
we're
exactly
going to have
what
a
I
good
did.
time, and we're going to post it on YouTube, and we're going to get our check. And he's like, is there a problem? So I get that.
Sure.
They surprised me, and I was startled. So
What
when
type
they
of
came
work
up
do
to
you
me,
do, sir?
I'm a counselor at a group home.
Is there anything in your experience and your background that would make you perhaps a little bit more sensitive to someone just approaching you? Have you had an experience?
Yes, I've had a hard background. I've been robbed in the past. I've had different experiences.
And what were the circumstances in that?
Someone came, I got out of my car, and someone ran up to me and took my wallet, took my sneakers, and took everything from me.
As human beings, our instincts prepare us for situations once it happens. And so if you're in a situation where you've been robbed at gunpoint, somebody just running up to you, your mind is automatically I'm getting ready to be robbed. And maybe this time,
Yes,
the
Your Honor, I
person
didn't know.
shoots me and kills me. Sure. You don't know that because that's not your focus.
Right. Yeah, it's true. And you know,
Right.
our problem we understand what we get ourselves into when we do these things. When we do these pranks, we know there is going to be some
So
backlash.
tell me, what exactly did you do? Because if he's holding the camera,
So I went up.
Mr. James has no idea what's going on. How close to his person did you get in before there was some sort of conversation?
I probably got within, I would say, 2 to 3 feet within Mr. James
Okay,
before
so
there was a conversation.
you invaded his personal space.
Yes.
Because 2 to 3 feet is pretty much from where I am
Sure.
to like maybe here.
Okay,
And
yeah.
if I don't know you, I'm thinking, why are you in my space?
Sure.
And when you approached him, what did you say? What did you do?
I said, "What's up, bro?" I said, "Have you been texting me? Are you looking for me?"
Your Honor, that's not what he did. He said, "What's up, bro?" And then from there, I got startled, and I just moved from there.
Because you're wondering, why is he talking to
Yes,
me?
I didn't know why.
Sure.
I didn't know why anyone would become that close to me, and it was a foot.
And so
it wasn't 3 feet.
Neither of you disputing that the exchange was, "What's up, bro?"
Right.
You're saying it's more, "What's up, bro?" And he's like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah, I think.
Right.
There's a difference.
Sure.
And he reacted by doing what?
I beat him up.
Coming up on America's Court.
Did you pay him?
No.
And later,
Why were you giving people because if you're just handing out $500, I mean, hook a judge up. You know what I'm saying?
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Jonathan Stanley, who is suing Eric James for medical expenses.
Your Honor, when Mr. James attacked my friend, I was screaming, trying to explain the whole time that it was just a
Your
prank.
Honor, I didn't know
We
what
have
to do.
video.
Yeah, we have
He approached
video of
me.
it.
I didn't know what
Do
to
we
do,
have
Your
it?
Honor.
All right, I think let's take a look at that on the plasma.
What's up, guys? This is Jay Stan. Back at it again. This prank works every time. Hey, what's up, bro? What you mean? Texting me? No, what you mean? Where'd you look? Hey! It's a prank! It's a prank! Hey! It's a prank!
And it doesn't tell you after this video ends. And
I'm
that's,
so glad you all had that.
Yeah,
That changes things.
sure.
Did you go back and continue to hit him?
Yes.
Because I didn't
Yes,
see a
he
hit
did.
at that point.
Yeah.
He did.
Because I had to stop filming. I was running away. I mean,
I suffered a broken finger from that, and that's why we're here. I have a broken phone. And
Well, wait a minute. You said he came up to you and then you beat him up, but that's not what happened based on the video.
that's
What
how
you
it was.
did
Space, Your Honor. He
was
stepped in
you
my
saw
space, and that's what
him, you
happened
saw
from
someone
there.
taping, and it was almost as if you didn't want to be seen because you're doing this, and he's running away.
Yeah, that's not true. It was quiet
Stop.
out the store, and I heard.
Stop. It's one thing if you're telling me this and I'm trying to figure it out. It's another thing if I'm watching it.
Your Honor, he should have never came in my space in the first place. You don't
Got
come
it.
in a black man's space.
Stop. There are certain things that as a black man, I recognize to be true. This is not one of them. What was the extent of your injuries?
So I suffered a broken hand when
Yeah,
he came
proof
back.
of
Broken finger rather when he came back.
Because I was okay with you grabbing him the first time.
Yeah, and we
And you
understand.
didn't cause him any harm.
yeah.
Yeah, we understand that's
So
part
what
of
did you
the-
do to his finger?
When he came
Your
back
Honor,
and he
I didn't
went
do anything
to
to his finger.
when he came to punch me, I put my hands up to stop him. Like I wasn't trying to fight him, and that's when he broke my fingers when he landed on my finger.
And that's where we get the cost of the 2,200.
Yeah.
Where did we get the 5,125?
Your Honor, I was on my way to work, and I get to work, and I get out my car, and I go in, and all of my kids are saying, "Oh, you beat him up, you beat him up." And I get called to the supervisor's office, and they tell me I'm suspended. So I didn't even know what was going on until I figure out later that he uploaded it on the internet, so I got suspended for that. So I've been out of work for 2 months.
That quick?
That quick.
You're making money off this. So that means he's a performer.
Sure.
Do I get paid?
Anytime someone uses images of someone for commercial purposes, what typically happens in those cases?
They get paid.
They get paid.
Yeah.
Did you pay him?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, let's start with the main claim. Do you have proof of this 5,125, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's take a look at that. You have sustained your burden, Mr. Stanley. I see the medical expenses.
Yes.
I will award the plaintiff $2,200 and rule in your favor. All right. As it relates to the counterclaim, based on the evidence and testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the defendant. You overreacted. You all are being irresponsible. I think it's appropriate to award him $2,200. So guess what, guys? It's even. That is the order. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff and has also ruled in favor of the defendant.
We understand the judge's ruling, and we'll make sure to get releases when shooting.
I agree with the judge's decision. I'm gonna watch my temper as well as my surroundings.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I'm providing alcohol for her event.
I thought you said other people in the area also received $500. Why
Yes.
why were you giving people because if you're just handing out $500, I mean, hook a judge up. You know what I'm saying?
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Sam Lee is suing Shelley Kramer in the amount of $2,300. Mr. Lee claims Ms. Kramer caused his business to lose wages. Ms. Kramer claims she's not responsible for the plaintiff's loss of business.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. What started off as being such a good idea ended up not so much.
Yep.
You weren't happy.
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lee, you thought you were going to be making some big dollars off of this event. And you ended up losing money.
Yes, Your Honor.
So initially, when you made the decision, because from what I recall, you were approached by Ms. Kramer to participate in some screening that she was involved in, and I'm going to let you talk more about it, and you saw it as a means of helping your bar.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
And what happened?
Well, Ms. Kramer approached me one week, and we had a little discussion about her holding a film screening.
Yes.
And I thought it was a great idea because my tavern relies on local business, Your Honor.
What's the proximity from the tavern to the theater?
Literally just 2 doors down, Your Honor.
All right. So you were expecting to get that overflow?
Yes, I thought it would be mutually beneficial for the both of us.
Yes.
She ended up telling me she was going to give all the local businesses $500 as kind of like an incentive.
And you did pay him $500?
I did, yes.
Let me see that, yes. And what was the benefit of the bargain as it relates to you received $500 in exchange for?
I'm providing alcohol for her event.
I thought you said other people in the area also received $500. Why
Yes.
why were you giving people because if you're just handing out $500, I mean, hook a judge up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what about the bailiff?
And the bailiff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your
A
Honor,
road dog there. All right. Why were you giving out $500?
so the theater that I got the contract with,
Yes, ma'am.
I had informed that I wanted to do a red carpet type event.
Yes.
So it would be out on the sidewalk. I had the right paperwork that I needed, which you have there.
Now,
that I
this
got.
is the permission is granted by the city
Yes.
for the following event.
So I went through the city.
So you
got-
had to get a special permit.
Correct.
All right. And
So
then
I-
why did you contact Mr. Lee?
The owner of the theater had suggested that I go to the surrounding businesses and let them know and make sure that they were okay with it. So the $500 was basically just like a compensation for any issues or any hard feelings that they had that we were using the outside sidewalk that was in front of their businesses.
Was there ever a conversation with, but this may not cover what I normally make because my nut is 5,000 or 1,000, and so 500 I may not necessarily end up benefiting. Was that a conversation you all had?
There was not, Your Honor.
How long have you had the tavern?
2 years, Your Honor.
On a was this on a Friday, Saturday, weekday?
It was
what?
on a Saturday night.
It was on a Saturday night. Well, that's a big night. And what would you normally net on a Saturday night at your tavern?
Saturday night, we could, on average, net about $2 to $3 grand, Your Honor.
You have proof of that?
Not with me at the moment.
Oh, tisk, tisk.
Coming up on America's Court.
Somebody
That's cool.
provided the liquor.
Yes. So, like I said, Mr. Lee and
It
I.
wasn't Mr. Lee.
Correct.
Who was it?
It was a local LA brewery.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Sam Lee, who is suing Shelley Kramer for loss of business.
So the event takes place. How many people end up showing up?
Roughly 500. So
How many were you expecting?
118 was on my RSVP VIP list. And
I would think that that would help the surrounding businesses to have.
which I thought as well.
Okay.
So the theater capacity is 300, so we had a little less than
you had
half.
overflow.
So by all the social media that I put out there, and I had an ad in LA Weekly, by all of that, I guess word of mouth just kind of got around organically.
Well, why wouldn't you still have your normal customers in addition to the people that came for her event?
Well, Your Honor, like we originally discussed, I thought I was going to provide alcohol for her event. However, when she set up for her event, I
What were
noticed
you basing that on?
on our
A
conversation.
casual conversation.
What was the conversation?
So a couple weeks prior, when I was going around making sure the businesses were okay with it, I
Yes.
had suggested possibly he could provide beverages for, you know, the red carpet
So this
event
isn't
before-
something that just came out of his thin air. You actually had a conversation with him.
Casual conversation, nothing professionally done,
Now,
nothing
is
signed.
this in the conversation that we're also talking about the $500?
Yes, yes.
So then it's not
I
a
thought
casual.
about $500 was the
got
confirmation.
this. I got this.
Sorry.
This is not a casual conversation. You're just shooting the breeze. You're having a conversation. We're having this event. We're going to be compensating individuals. Perhaps I can make it, I can wet your palate, pardon the pun, with allowing us to utilize your services for the beverages. Because obviously someone was drinking something.
It was clarified, though, that the $500 was strictly for just compensating any issues he had with people outside. It
Because
was
you
completely-
have receipts from all these different businesses also that you gave them monies to cover the event. Somebody
Eventual-
provided the liquor.
Yes. So, like I said, Mr. Lee and
It
I...
wasn't Mr. Lee.
Correct.
Who was it?
It was a local LA brewery.
Did you
And
ever tell Mr. Lee that?
It fell into pocket. I did not.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
You want $2,300 based on what?
On an average night, we pull in about $2 to $3 grand.
I mean, this number is just coming out of thin air.
I just thought that would be a fair number because, like, we get about
Guess
2 to
what?
3.
Newsflash. She doesn't. And if you normally make between $2 and $3 grand, and she's already given you $500, why wouldn't the amount be $1,500?
Her event got out of hand, Your Honor.
You know how this is going to turn out. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel has to come down in favor of the defendant. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
This will never happen to me again.
The court case and the movie was a success. I'm just glad it's all over.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment.